How the fuck is crypto real? I know it's a thing that a lot of people who peaked in high school like to talk about, just like their fantasy sports teams, but it's fucking stupid. Just play D&D. Be a normal weird and play D&D like the rest of us. It's the same shit basically. I'm not even joking about that part. It's the same thing. But instead of being normal weird, you like to believe in imaginary shit like the Tooth Fairy, except she's not into teeth. She's really into math, and every time you find a new decimal point for her long fucking equation, she gives you an imaginary coin. It's just like a real one, except it doesn't buy anything. Now, before every crypto bro tries to get inside my ass while repeatedly claiming that they're straight, I know that crypto for cryptocurrency stands for cryptography, meaning it's a puzzle, and currency stands for currency. But that's like the biggest problem I have with this. It's not a currency. Currency implies you could buy something with it. You can't really. I know there's a couple things you can, but they seem very sketchy in black market. So I don't count the things that it's available to purchase as real things to purchase. And the second part is all these things are done by startups and businesses, which means they need to make money somehow. So how in the fuck does this make money? But it's an investment, I hear some of you argue. Okay, well if it's an investment, then why are we calling it a currency, implying that it's able to buy stuff? An investment means it's not stable, it's a gamble, and you hope it becomes worth something more in the long run. Other part about an investment is that you actually purchase something with an investment. When you buy a stock, you own a piece of a company. When you buy a coin, you own nothing. Nothing. The best part about owning a piece of a company is that it's a company. It creates something or a service and provides value, which means it makes money on its own. So that's why a lot of investments or stocks and things that you buy can give you more money because the thing that you bought a piece of is generating money that they can give to you. You buy a stock of Walmart, they sell stuff, they take a little piece of that and they give that to you. You buy a stock of Caterpillar, they make a big machine, they sell it, they take some of the profit of selling the machine and give it to you. That makes sense. If all of the stocks went away, the company would still exist. That's how companies go private. Somebody buys all the stock, they own the whole thing. Stocks don't exist anymore. The company still does. The company can still generate profit. The company can still do things. Crypto does none of that. Crypto's only money that comes into that business is the money that you put into it. So, yes, some people have made money because they bought it really cheaply. Somebody else bought some at a much higher price point, and then when you sold, you took the money that they just gave the company. But no new money has been introduced. They're not making a new product. There's not an exchange of goods and services. Somebody traded in, you took it out. Now, the thing with crypto is it's a limited service. Yes, somebody's putting some money in, you take some money out. That's how most businesses work. But there's no tangible item and there is a limited amount. That's famously one of Bitcoin's claims to fame is that there's a limited amount of these coins. And they're very open about the fact that after all the coins are mined and there's no new pieces to this ledger or giant ass fucking math equation, then there's nothing else for you to get. Then the only fees coming in is going to be transaction fees of you buying and selling coins. There is nothing else to make. There is nowhere else for it to go. There is no money to be put into it, which means a lot of you are going to lose a lot of money. You can Google right now how many Bitcoins are there, and you can see how many coins have been mined and how many are still left to be found. 94% of them have already been mined as of August of 2024. Bitcoin claims that their coins will take much longer to be mined than we think they will be because of the rule of halves, that every single equation that somebody does, the next one's going to get twice as hard and it's going to keep doubling like that. So the estimate for when the next coin is going to come out is going to be 2150 before they're all mined. But that probably isn't really likely because they're underestimating human ingenuity. Every couple of years, our technology becomes so much more sophisticated. People become more clever. The baseline for us figuring these things out, raising the bar every year. There's no competition. This is why everyone went really crazy for those NVIDIA cards that came out a couple of years ago. because they were so powerful, and tons of Bitcoin miners bought them up like nobody's business because they were able to cut down the time in which it took to mine these coins or do these equations by quite a bit. According to Google, people mine an average of 900 Bitcoins per day, which that's quite a bit. So how long would that really take? Hold on. 3.5 years. We'll say 3.5 years going on pace, which I don't think it'll be quite long. I do think the equation will take a little bit longer to do. My estimate, 5 to 10 years, which is still within our lifetime, and all these things are going to be discovered. And then what? Someone is going to lose their ass. Not someone. A lot of people. A lot of people are going to lose their ass because there's no way, even if these coins are jacked up that much, because there's a lot of people who bought these things at like a couple cents on the dollar. You have to remember these things aren't. There's not that much money in this program, and when people start selling it out, it's going to go bankrupt. Start looking at like FTX. This is a great example of what happened with that company. It feels like a Ponzi scheme because it kind of was. It's not Ponzi scheme, but it was a scam. They're putting a bunch of money in, telling you we're going to make money, but they can't because it doesn't do anything. And then when people sell, the people who were intelligent and got out right away, of course they made bank, but tons of people are now bankrupt. They have nothing. And that's probably why the creator is still anonymous. It is a scheme. And that's probably why the mysterious Satoshi has never revealed their identity. Whether it's one person or a group, doesn't matter. They're keeping themselves secret because once this thing comes crumbling down, people are going to want retribution because we're going to bankrupt tons of people. And that's not good for economies, governments, or other wealthy people who are trying to not have their tax dollars taken. Heads are going to roll. The other thing that really grinds my gears about crypto is how it's set up. The way the ledger works is that it's an immutable record. This is a receipt. Every transaction that's happened has happened, and it cannot be changed. It cannot be reversed. You cannot undo anything. It's written in pen. That's it. That's the end of the story. So the way it's set up. It's a scammer's wet dream. This is why so many scams go through Bitcoin or something else, because if somebody gets your money through some type of social scheme, usually social engineering, where they trick you into sending them some money, and you do it through Bitcoin, you are never going to get that money back. There's not a way for a bank to reverse that. There's not a way for companies to investigate or return your funds. It's done. You've lost that money. It's over. It's scammers helping scammers scam people legitimately through scam channels. It's really fucked. It's probably why it's like the second most used scam method behind PayPal, which don't even get me started on PayPal. That's a whole other fucking video. Yes, these things piss me off. They piss me off so much. So yes, this is a bit ranty and it doesn't offer any solutions, but I'm also not trying to. I just want people to think about what it is that we're interacting with and why we're allowing these things to exist when they're not really serving a purpose. And we're just kind of letting crypto people or tech people, I suppose, tech people with too much money try to create rules and things that benefit them instead of benefiting services at large. This is why taxis don't really exist anymore, and Uber's the only thing you can really get, and it's twice as expensive as any cab ever was. We gotta slow down and think about this shit, man. And hopefully we can fix these things before a real big problem arises, instead of a bunch of people being left out, being real thirsty, looking at their Colorado River and wondering how the fuck this went dry.